Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Our teacher for this week is Jon Kabat-Zinn, and our meditation today is called Focus because it's a very simple exercise of training our mind to focus. So the title of today's message is, it is the process of paying attention that changes the brain significantly. Right, let's get into that message. Linda, good morning. Somebody, good morning. Hello, beautiful human beings. Today's journey is super practical and actually really simple. Anthony, good evening. Anami, good morning. Hello. How good is your brain at concentrating? How good are you at keeping focused? And is this an ability that you can develop? Karabo, good morning. Danae, good morning. Hello. Jon Kabat-Zinn says, the real meditation practice is how we live our lives from moment to moment to moment. Beatrix, good morning. Hello. This doesn't mean that we shouldn't make time for ourselves to sit down for a meditation, but it is a reminder that sitting down to meditate is not actually the point. Annette, good morning. It's awesome seeing you again. Hello. The point is being able to get up from a meditation, step out into our lives, and tend to our lives from moment to moment. And that is a hard thing to do with an untrained mind. Meditation is not the point, but meditation is the process of training the mind. Jon Kabat-Zinn says, the mind that has not been developed or trained is very scattered. That's the normal state of affairs, but it leaves us out of touch with a great deal in life, including our bodies. Charlene, hello, a very good morning to you. The next thought from Kabat-Zinn says, concentration is a cornerstone of mindfulness practice. Your mindfulness will only be as robust as the capacity of your mind to be calm and stable. Without calmness, the mirror of mindfulness will have an agitated and choppy surface and will not be able to reflect things with any accuracy. I love this analogy with water. A mind that is not calm and stable can be compared to a pond when the surface is choppy, when there is a storm in your pond. And we could learn not to trust the reflection we see on this broken surface, but wait for calm to return and know that the reflection we see on the smooth surface is much closer to the truth. Stefan, good morning. Hello, awesome seeing you. The next thought from Jon Kabat-Zinn is, but when we start to focus in on what our own mind is up to, for instance, it is not unusual to quickly go unconscious again, to fall back into an autopilot mode of unawareness. He says, it's okay that the mind drifts away, but you just bring it back. We shouldn't have the unrealistic expectation that we can sit down for a meditation and somehow prevent our mind from wandering. After all, the thing that a brain does is to think thoughts. The benefit of meditation for our brains lies not in successfully having an empty mind, but in attending to the mind. The process of noticing your mind wander and then returning your thoughts to the point of focus, again and again and again. The last thought from Jon Kabat-Zinn says, science is now documenting that it's not the objects of meditation that are important. It's the process of paying attention to them. It's the attending that actually influences the organism in a whole range of different ways. The brain changes significantly enough to impact thought, emotion, and even other biological functions. Today, people recognize that they're not going to find well-being from outside or from a pill They're going to find it by looking inside. All the suffering, stress, and addiction comes from not realizing you are already what you are looking for. The process of catching our minds wandering and returning it to focus, simply described, is what brings us to wholeness. The kind of multitasking that our brains do in a world full of distractions is pulling our whole system in all directions at once. This is something that the organism, which is our body, cannot constantly deal with in a healthy way, unless we supplement with a practice that is designed to bring our whole system together, turn inwards, and regroup. Today's meditation is an opportunity to practice catching the mind wandering and simply return it to the point of focus again and again and again. So if you're ready, you can close your eyes, and we'll start with the first few big breaths together. Take a deep breath in and out. Take a deep breath in and out. A deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in. And out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine. Lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, then again let all of it go. With every exhale, soften. With every breath out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and drop your head. As you continue your own full body breathing, rising with every inhale and falling with every exhale. We'll have a quick conversation about mindfulness and some of the very simple tools available to us daily to improve our ability to be mindful. So as you feel yourself rise and fall, while you're breathing, create in your mind the image of mindful breathing. Focus on the breath that enters and leaves. Pay attention to the sensation of the breath as it enters the body and leaves the body. Create in your mind the picture of mindful eating. When you eat, can you slow down and savor each bite of your meal? Can you pay attention to the taste, the texture, and the smell of your food? While your body rises and falls, can you create in your mind the picture of mindful listening? Create the image of you having a conversation with someone. And while you do, you are giving them your full attention. Listening to them in order to understand, and not just so you can get your turn to respond. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch and adjust and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles forward and to the left and forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. And as you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. And as you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big circles, nice and slow. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left. and lean your upper body over to the right. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least as present as we can find ourselves being right now, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is always a good place to stop. But if you are here for the whole journey, then with every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Take your next big breath. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel how softness slips in and settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. And feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath. But only hold your breath for as long as it feels comfortable, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Our journey today is a simple and fun exercise of practicing focus. The point of meditation is not having a perfectly focused mind, but it's getting better at attending to the mind. Having the awareness to know when the mind is wandering and then catching it and returning it to the point of focus. The better we become at focusing, the better we become on staying focused on what's important. Take your next big breath. All right, I want you to imagine in your mind that our circle, all of us, are sitting around a pine tree. In the middle of our circle is a tall pine tree. And behind us, all around us, is a forest of pine trees. In the distance, we see a farmhouse, and way in the distance is a mountain range. Right now, this whole big picture is the point of focus for your mind. Let your mind wander anywhere in this picture. Explore the scene. But whenever your mind thinks any thought that is not on this picture, then catch your mind and bring it back to focusing on this scene. Take your next big breath. And with every step, we'll make the image smaller and give our mind a smaller image to stay focused on. Please remember, success is not determined by having a perfectly focused mind. That's just not always possible. But the success lies in attending to the mind and becoming better at attending to the mind. Having the awareness to see when our mind is wandering off, and then returning it back to the task at hand. In our image of the pine tree and our circle sitting around the pine tree, being surrounded by a forest of pine trees, we are removing the farmhouse and the mountains. Take them off your picture and allow your mind to only focus on the pine tree, the circle, and the forest of pine trees. Every time you notice the mountains, the farmhouse, or for that matter, any other thought, simply return your mind to the picture. Take your next big breath. Now we'll make the picture even smaller. We'll remove the forest of pine trees. And now what we are left with is one pine tree. Our circle of beautiful humans sitting around the pine tree, and the space between us and the pine tree. Try to make that picture clear in your mind. And as you take your next big breath and dive deep into you, allow your mind to wander anywhere in this picture. From our circle of humans to the pine tree and the pine tree itself. Explore. But whenever your mind thinks any other thoughts, catch it and return it to the point of focus. Take your next big breath. Now in our picture, we'll remove our circle and the space between. All that is left now is a solitary pine tree. everything above ground level, all the way to its tippy top. Allow your mind to wander and explore anywhere in this pine tree, but only in the tree. When you notice any other thoughts forming, catch your mind and bring it back to the point of focus. Take your next big breath. Now I want you to choose a branch branching off of the main trunk of this tree. And we're going to make that branch the point of focus, not the whole tree anymore. Now let your mind wander and explore anywhere along the length of this branch, but nothing else. Whenever your mind wanders, catch it, bring it back to the point of focus. Take your next big breath. Now run the branch towards its end. And at the end of the branch, you'll find a collection of green pine needles. Let's make the green pine needles at the end of the branch the point of focus. Focus on the green. And whenever your mind wanders, bring it back to the point of focus. Take your next big breath. And now find amongst this bunch of green pine needles, find just one. Just one single pine needle. Hold it between your fingers and focus only on this pine needle. Whenever your mind wanders, catch it and return it to the point of focus. Take your next big breath. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel how softness slips in and settles in every cell of your body. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There's no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. The point of meditation is not to sit down and have a meditation. The point of meditation is being able to get up from the meditation, step out into our lives, and tend to our lives from moment to moment. Meditation is just a great tool for training the mind. John Kabat-Zinn says, "The mind that has not been developed or trained is very scattered. That is the normal state of affairs, but it leaves us out of touch with a great deal in life, including out of touch with our bodies." He says, concentration is a cornerstone of mindfulness practice. Your mindfulness will only be as robust as the capacity of your mind to be calm and stable. Without calmness, the mirror of mindfulness will have an agitated and choppy surface and will not be able to reflect things with any accuracy. But when we start to focus in on what our mind is up to, it's not unusual to quickly go unconscious again, fall back into autopilot mode again and again. And he says, that's okay. It's okay that the mind drifts away, but you just catch it and bring it back. The benefit of meditation for our brains lies not in successfully having an empty mind, but in attending to the mind. The process of noticing your mind wander and then returning your thoughts to the point of focus again and again. That is what makes meditation successful. The process of catching our minds wandering and returning it to focus is simply described what brings us to wholeness. Because the kind of multitasking that our brains do in a world full of distractions is pulling our whole system in all directions at once. This is something that our bodies cannot constantly deal with in a healthy way. So we have to introduce a practice, something that helps all of this scatteredness come back into one, into wholeness. I hope you have fun, or as much fun with this exercise as I do. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for the opportunity to exercise my focus muscle. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for getting better at having the awareness of what my mind is doing. Being able to return my thoughts to what is more helpful. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning that with a mind that gets better at focusing, it becomes easier for me to focus on what is important. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for having a little bit of fun with us. Was it easy to keep your mind on the point of focus? Or did your mind constantly wander off and have to be returned? And please remember that catching and returning and catching and returning, that is the point. Because when we get up from our meditation and we try and attend to our lives from moment to moment, that is the skill we need. The skill to recognize what our mind is doing and catch it and return. Thank you, Beatrix. Thank you, Danae. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Sunmarie. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you, Anami. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Stefan. My heart is full of love for all of you. Have a beautiful day. Ciao, ciao.